this is Kenny Clark, and this is Lombardi's Bar.
This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
I'm just, blessed and thankful to be a part of this podcast. It's a great podcast. It's a great interview.
Maybe I know that you guys obviously being the best Packers podcast that's out there.
I had Malort this weekend, so I'm not tasting anything.
Oh, good.
He did.
God.
He did. That was fantastic.
Because they said, "Did you ever try Malort?" And I said, "No." And then they said, "Do you want to take a shot of Malort?" I said, "No," but I did.
Wait, who said
It's called
Peer pressure.
Yeah. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows. It really shows.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show.
Welcome back, guys, to Lombardi's Bar. Now, it's too hot for a wig here in California, so I'm sorry, guys, you just get the natural jasmine, but we still have a great show for you. And even though Jimmy isn't joining us because he's taking a much-deserved vacation, we have another infamous Packers Twitter fan joining us, and I know the boys are just itching to talk about the preseason game against the Bengals and the rest of training camp. So I know we're ready for them. Oh, and we might even talk about our old backup quarterback who's trying to stir the pot. There's just a lot to talk about, and I'm ready to bring him in. So let's do it. Dan, Todd, Amar, welcome.
Oh, hi, everyone.
Hi.
Let's not say that Jimmy's on a vacation. Jimmy's being irresponsible right now, and he's actually suspended this week because he's Jimmy. We won't get into the details on why Jimmy is suspended. We'll let everybody come up with their own reasons that probably happened. But
yeah,
it's
do your own research.
Yeah,
I can't. Tom. Okay, before we get into the meaty part of the show, I do have some news for everyone. I just want to rip the Band-Aid off. But unfortunately, my residency here at Lombardi's Bar is coming to an end. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it. I'm gonna miss them. I'm gonna miss rolling my eyes at all of their comments, mostly the inappropriate ones. But you know what?
Hold on. Give us 3 inappropriate comments that have been said. You can't.
Okay. See, I just cut me off before I can even tell you what it is.
Okay, go for it.
That means that there are some.
Yeah, top 3. Let's hear them.
And you would even say, I don't remember them.
Okay, continue.
I remember.
This is why. You know what, Dan? I want to let you know personally, Dan, why it's because of Todd. He's gonna pretend it's Jimmy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna come at me and say it was because of me, and I would have been fair.
Dan, you're my only friend here. Okay.
Wow.
You're
okay. Hey.
Don't tell Jimmy that he might kill me.
And that's the show, guys. We're gonna end it on a high note. Thank you, Amar, for coming. We appreciate you.
But I had a great time, and thank you for having me this preseason. I enjoyed it, and I'm really excited that Amar is here to kind of buffer everything, And there's more color in here, so we love it.
That's yes.
And it's National Brat Day for all who observe, as Corey lets us know. And it is, guys. We do have Big B in the chat. I did yell at him a little bit
today
for not being here. Caden is in here. However, he's actually a Todd stan. He said that out loud today. So he's obviously...
He might be a Todd stan, but stan rhymes with Dan, so it makes it more impactful.
Go back to the Capitol, Dan.
All right, let's get into it. Let's start with buy around. Todd, go ahead.
I'm going with Rashawn Gary simply because that man is terrifying. Every time he just walked past on the field of practice today, I didn't feel safe. I legitimately was our lives are all in danger because if this man wants to, he can destroy all of us. So Rashawn Gary, simply because I'm terrified. I'm in the same city as him. Just what's up, dude? Rounds on me. Whatever you want.
Very nice of you.
Expertly said, Todd.
Yeah. That's all there is to it.
I mean, I do think that it is absolutely bonkers that he is already like eligible to be practicing, and like at this point of the year, like before even the first preseason game, he was basically at a position where if he was healthy enough, he could be playing. That's absolutely insane to get the injury he did when he did last year, and to now be at a point where we are like steps away from him actually playing a game. That's bonkers. That's not natural.
Yeah, he looks healthy too. Like he's, and I mean that in all the wrong ways, but also the right ones.
I also want to specify it looks unnatural in the very legal ways, not the illegal like.
He's all natural, but it looks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, when he takes his shirt off, he ain't like dieseled out, but you can just tell he's like, he says he's about like 10, 12% body fat. I mean, dude's like, 271, runs a 4.65, and you could tell that he hasn't lost any of that speed, any of that agility. I don't know. He looks amazing for a guy that, tore his ACL 8 months ago?
Like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. 6 weeks. Yeah, seriously. And I just can't wait to see him and Lucas on bookend just going at it. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, no, that was what, like, was that the Lions game, the first
Week
Lions
9.
game? So that was like the middle, almost end of October.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's August. Like that is insane that he is at this point now. And I always just relate it back to Bakhtiari. Like, not that there's anything like, I'm not criticizing him, but like just
sounds like
ACL injuries like are tricky. They're finicky.
Well, yeah, I remember AP, right? I remember Adrian Peterson. He came back like 5 months, right? So some people are just freaks. Like,
came back like this fucking season.
It's crazy.
And it's funny too. Like, Gary was like the one guy when he came out. Oh, they question his effort, has all these things, and all that was just false. And just seeing him work day in and day out, I kind of figured. The funny thing is, if you notice this year on Instagram, he didn't post a lot of his workouts like he normally does every offseason, right? And every offseason, he's always in the lab doing work, things like that, right? And you only saw a little bit right at the end, right before training camp started. And then you see him out there, and I'm just like, wow, like this dude tore his ACL like how many months ago? Like, that's insane. So, yeah, no, I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to see if he gets any preseason time this year, like this upcoming games, if he'll play anything at all. I don't think he will, but you never know.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like I'll just to follow on that. I think if there was a fourth preseason game, I feel like we'd see him in that.
Yeah.
At that point, I think he could be ready for week 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Gil's right. Let's move on.
Yeah,
that's enough.
It's all
getting Jacob all excited,
getting all hot about it.
All right, Amar, who would you buy a round for?
If I would buy a round for, it would be probably Carrington Valentine. Just seeing him come in. Like, you guys remember Tremont Williams. You guys remember Sam Shields. 2 guys are undrafted free agents that, both were really, really great players coming out of I think it was Louisiana Tech for Tremont, and it was Miami, right, for Sam Shields, right? And just they had all the athletic traits. You just, for whatever reason, didn't get drafted. Carrington, a 7th round pick. I think I said this before, where like Mel Kiper was like just losing his mind. This guy was just dropping, right? And now maybe we're seeing why maybe he should have been drafted a lot sooner. And just watching the way he's been practicing, and then watching him in that Cincinnati game, like, it was one thing about his sticky coverage, but the way he was in run defense, because corners normally don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a lot of corners like Jair, Rasul, people that want to put their nose in there, right? And seeing him go in there up in that one running back, I was like, holy crap. I was like, we got something. And I mean, LaFleur even said today that Stokes probably isn't going to be ready. Probably he's like not ready yet. Probably won't be ready for the opener. Having Carrington come up and play the way he is really allows us to take our time with Stokes and just to really, we have more options in the secondary that we never did before.
I'm going to say something that might be controversial yet brave. Go
off.
Like LaFleur, like, kind of mentioned about like how, Valentine's play has been kind of forcing their hand to find ways to fit him in. And, there's like, where does he fit into this cornerback room when everybody's healthy? But I really think that Carrington Valentine could spell the end of Eric Stokes' Packer career. Because when Stokes was healthy, granted, he really only saw him healthy like most of his rookie season beginning. Like we haven't really seen him healthy as like a true veteran. But we also like he's just at a point now where he's still been very injury prone. We haven't seen a lot of him, in this defense. And if Carrington Valentine cements himself as like a solid third, fourth cornerback on this team, and Stokes struggles to find ways to make the field, stay healthy, that could be a decision that they make, is that Eric Stokes is an easy cut next offseason, or a trade or something. I think Carrington Valentine could be a real problem for Eric Stokes if Eric Stokes doesn't come out healthy and like hair on fire once he makes the field.
Yeah, I said today, I was like, when I asked Jimmy, I said, remember when I was telling people like, okay, Anthony Johnson Jr. got drafted and everyone's like, how did this guy drop? He's amazing. Should have went so much higher. And I was like, let's temper our expectations. 32 NFL teams decided he's not worth anything more than a 7th round pick. They passed over him for a reason. Let's not get all excited that, here's a kid that might push for a starting job. He might be, seeing significant time. He's a 7th round pick. Let's calm down. I'm not doing that with Carrington Valentine. Like, I'm all in on this guy. The fact that they're talking about moving Rasul Douglas to safety, they're trying to figure out ways to get this guy on the field at this point in time. Like, it's wild. And I'm not tempering expectations on him. Fit him for the gold jacket right now.
It's funny too, because Rasul played safety when he was in college, right? He played that thing at West Virginia, right? So like him going back to his natural position wouldn't be a bad thing. People are saying his contract was like a corner, but I don't know, Dan. I think maybe you might be onto something, but more so in the Rasul sense. I love Rasul, don't get me wrong, right? But because he's on a contract that they can get rid of him after next year, right? I could see them moving on from him, and then Carrington gets in the starting lineup because Stokes is still on his rookie deal. They have time to really see what they have there. His rookie year, he was amazing. Last year, our whole secondary was really just what we'll call it what it is. They're lost, right? And we don't know there was so much of internal strife between Joe Barry and OG, where they caught that had a lot of like miscommunication until later on in the season. So you might be on something, but I feel like more would be someone that if Russell does have any fall off later on, even though he's at an amazing camp, if something happens to him and Carrington keeps kind of stacking success, then you may see that might happen. But honestly, I'll just find a way to keep them all. You can't have enough corners, especially good corners. Maybe Shamar Jean-Charles might be the odd man out, and I like him a lot too.
True. Also, follow up on something else Amar said. He mentioned all these great like undrafted cornerbacks, and then you contrast that with drafting back-to-back picks, basically, of Quentin Rollins and Kevin.
Dan, we don't need to talk about it. Those are names that don't need to be brought up. I don't think
I
wasn't going to have another therapy session this week. Bad news. I have to reschedule that now.
Carrington Valentine, 3 of maybe the top 5 cornerbacks of the Aaron Rodgers era.
Yep.
Completely undrafted. And then you contrast that with fucking Quentin Rollins from Miami of Ohio.
Oh God, dude, that pick was like I didn't even get that one. Let's take it back. Nick Collins. Ever since Nick Collins got banged up, we've been spending our whole life trying to replace that guy. We had one in Woodson, let him go too soon. But honestly, Nick Collins, a 2nd round pick out of Bethune-Cookman University, an HBC's an HBC which was a really good school, but just not known for producing a lot of football players. And for him to come in and literally was on a Hall of Fame track before he broke his neck, we have yet found anybody that can really do what he did for us. Because I think there's a parallel universe where if he doesn't get hurt, I don't even know how many rings Rodgers would have and the Packers would have at that point. Because he was such a staple back there. I mean, he's the reason why he was one of the main reasons why we won the Super Bowl. I mean, that pick 6 was no joke.
Yeah, I mean, you have his injury, and then you have B.J. Raji retiring at a young age.
That was. And remember, Ted Thompson even said too he was going to re-sign him. He was going to sign him.
Jasmine, you have thoughts on that?
No. I used to love Raji. I wanted to come back so badly. I was like, maybe will.
It was 3 years that I was like,
I thought really
come back. Is he ready to come back?
Yeah, there was a good like 2 off seasons where it's like, hey, like halfway through, you'd be like, Raji's still sitting out there somewhere.
Nope. It's okay. We had our cries. All right, Dan. What about you? Who do you want to buy around for?
I'm going to buy around for another guy who was drafted later on that is making a lot of big noise on the defense, and that is Brenton Cox Jr.
He's just been a penetration. I love watching Cox get penetration.
Yeah, you got to get good penetration with Cox.
More.
He had an amazing game on Friday, and I think today just as a person who hasn't been to training camp, follows training camp basically just on like what you guys all tweet and post when you're at camp, this felt like the Brenton Cox Jr. coming out party. Like today felt like the biggest day of training camp where all I saw was like Brenton Cox Jr. looked really good. Like Brenton Cox Jr. was out making plays.
I couldn't stop staring at Cox today.
And I'm blown right by it.
You're doing a great job of just moving on.
As much as I have like high expectations for Van Ness to be a high impact player in the pass rush, these guys like Cox, like Carl Brooks, they need to be at least serviceable.
Jasmine. Keep it together.
Serviceable rotational guys, and I think both of them have shown big flashes that they could do that, and Cox especially.
Yeah, everybody needs a serviceable Cox in the rotation.
I'm about to just log off. You guys do the rest of the show without me.
That's what she said.
Really, what we need is like a little count, like a little flip counter in the corner, just like bing, bing, bing every time.
I feel like we already hit 10. I feel like
Jazz was like inappropriate comments. You want 3 examples? We just had
none.
Something that's happening and more news that we have coming up for future shows. We do have a shadow producer tonight. Everyone's favorite, Matt Pickett, is going to be joining us as a producer moving forward. So he's just hanging out in the background tonight. I'm getting all sorts of ideas as we're running through here. We definitely need a Cox counter, Matt. So add that to the list. We're gonna need to have that on there.
I was like, I feel like we cut off Dan. I feel like Dan was like really in a great thought about Cox.
No, I got it.
Dan's always thinking about Cox. It's what he does best, honestly.
So continue, please. Tell us more about Cox.
Oh, Cox was good. Cox made an impact. Yeah.
Do you think he's big enough to play though? Like consistent.
You know, I have to say, like, sometimes they ask him to fill these gaps that are just a little too small to get through. But, you know, I think if he just forces his way.
Does size really matter when you're talking about a Cox stuff?
I can't breathe.
I don't know. My wife's in the chat.
Let's take a poll.
Oh, okay. All right. That was good. You guys, that was really great.
Super insightful.
Let's flip it and go to pay the tab. Amar,
Grandma Jones watching tonight. I sent her the link. Grandma Joan. This is Dan.
You said Aaron Jones. I was like, you sent this to me.
Hey, Aaron.
I send everything we do to Aaron Jones.
Hey, Aaron.
His DMs are just full of links.
Talk about straight cock. Amar, who would you want to pay the tab?
I think that's second one, right? I don't know what the philosophy and rules are talking about Rodgers, right? I have very strong opinions.
Dan loves him. We can't get him to shut up about it.
We'll allow it.
Okay. So I chose Hard Knocks as my option here, and primarily because, you know, I watched that show, and obviously I am one of the bitter ex-girlfriends that, you know, is pissed off of everything that he's doing over there. But there are moments where I'm watching him, and I'm just like, the way he throws that ball and the way he zips it, and, you know, it just goes so long, and it just stays so hard for so long.
Yep.
But
relatable.
And
Like,
Amar,
but no.
Amar gets the show more than Jimmy ever did.
But no, the show is it's fun. Salah be saying some shit that just don't even make any. He's like, he says crows kill eagles and shit. I'm like, I don't know, Salah, man. I think he's a great DC. I don't know if he's gonna be a good head coach. We're gonna see, but he be just saying some stuff. I'm just like, he's come out of left field. The show is really cool. I think we do see a side of Rodgers that maybe none of us will see. I'm gonna be bitter as shit until he's done playing and he comes back and retires a Packer. That's just where I went. I need 65%. That's it. And my man can't like stay healthy. He keeps hurting his calves. He has no offensive line. I'm just like shook. I need that first round pick, man. That's all I care. I'm not saying I'm David Bakhtiari. I'm not doing anything like that. But the show itself has been interesting just to see that side of him, and then just his banter and shit like that. And I don't know, some of the things that some of the folks here it's just wild to me. So
I will say I haven't watched the show, but I saw the clip of the quarterback room. It was Rodgers, Zach Wilson, and they were doing the thing where they put them side by side, the two clips, and they were trying to tell on the play action if it was a run or a pass. And Zach Wilson was like nailing it, and he just whispers to Rodgers like, "You're so fucking easy, man."
yeah,
And then like 10 seconds later, it's like Rodgers realized it, and you can hear him whisper like, "What did you say to me?"
yeah, dude.
I'm like,
and it's funny because Rodgers fucks with everybody. And I'm like, I do wonder if he's the dude that can dish it but can't take it. I don't know. I kind of get that vibe a little bit, but that's just me.
Boy,
he seems a lot like I'm taking my ball and I'm going home kind of guy.
Yeah, doesn't he? Yeah, because he was like giving shit to Campman. He's like, "What's up, little bitch?" and like talking shit to him about his weight and this and that. And I don't know. I don't know. There's things where I was just laughing. There's other times I'm like, "Oh man, you don't look that good, dog." I was like, "I don't know. You were talking all that shit." I don't know, man. I'm going to see.
Yeah, I especially love when a quarterback goes to a new team and says that there's not 5 guys that have proven themselves to be on the offensive line. There's one, as a quarterback, there's one group of guys you really want to have your back.
Yes.
They're offensive linemen. And to come out, like, I get it. Maybe he is just putting it out there to be like, let me try to motivate these guys a little bit. Let me let them know they need to up their game. I could also see that being like, all right, dude, whatever. Like, because also if he doesn't play 65%, like they get a better pick. So
exactly.
if they get the feeling that he's not there for a couple of years, they probably want that first round pick instead. So I don't know, be interesting.
Do you think that there is a situation where they get close, where they're getting to that point where it's like,
yes,
if he plays one more game,
100%, 100%.
You think even if they're winning, or let's say if
the game does not matter,
they'll bench him.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying if it's like it's maybe wild card, maybe not, and they say we don't think he's going to be here for long term. Are we really going to like roll the dice and get our asses kicked by the Chiefs or the Bills in the playoffs, and they're going to say fuck the first round pick? Or do you think that there is a world where they say like, no, we are calling the season now, bench him, save the first round pick, and he's gone?
No, we had him for years, and we all know that he can win you any game at any given time. And so
except in the playoffs.
Just getting into they don't know that yet, though. They don't know that yet.
They don't.
They really don't have that experience that we do. There are some things that can only be learned through living.
The same games we do, and they still.
And so they think if they get in, he can beat Patty Mahomes in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, good luck.
They think he can go toe to toe with Josh Allen with this roster. So let him find that out with a wild card. That's fine. I'm good with that. I think if you, as any franchise in any sport, if you've got a chance to get into the playoffs, you go for the playoffs. You don't pull the plug. You don't pull the plug on something just because like, oh, this guy might be leaving, whatever. We got one more run in us. Let's go.
No,
they did all this to get him though. They did all this to get him, right? And if they don't make the playoffs, dude.
They went out and got him some weapons too.
Yeah, I mean,
Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard. Could you imagine those 3 on a team? That'd be unstoppable.
But I agree.
And then a washed-up running back like Delvin Cook. Oh my god!
With broken shoulders on both sides. Yeah, he's like Kevin King running out there, dog. That's just terrible. Man.
But Gil makes a good point. I'm pretty sure
That's
the fan base would like they would burn Like I know some New Yorkers
Yes.
and I know some
Yeah.
Jets fans.
The main point we're all forgetting, guys, it's the New York Jets.
100%. You're cursed.
Fireman Ed
You
will
get
take care of this.
everyone is treating this as a rational, well-respected organization.
Yeah.
And it's the New York Jets. So they could sit him down because he was commenting about the flavor of Gatorade that they have on the sideline. Like that's what this
that's in his
organization
contract. Trust me, that's in his contract.
is.
He controls that.
I don't see Woody doing that, man. Woody, I don't know, he's so tied in with this now. I think he's going to just take, even if he starts popping off on comments about, the vaccine and stuff like that, I guarantee he's just going to let it slide. He's just like, I don't care. I've invested way too much in this guy. He needs to bring me a championship back. Now, if he doesn't get that, now it's a whole nother story.
And it's not our
fuck it.
problem. Look at
Exactly.
that.
Yeah,
Well,
now
it's just a little bit.
I'm rooting.
A little bit,
I'm,
yes. But
I'm
like
rooting. I'm
grand
rooting for
scheme,
him to make the
grand
first
scheme,
comment.
He can win Super Bowl next year. If he stays there and wins Super Bowl next year, hey, have at it. This year, I want 0-17, 65%. Done. Give it to me. First
65%.
pick overall.
All right. Dan, who would you like to pay the tab?
I guess it's not really a who, it's a what. Something called Ben Brust. Never heard of this before. Don't know who it is. Literally, like, I came in here and everyone was like, oh, yeah, he did this or this. And I'm looking at his Wikipedia page, which I'm 95% sure he wrote. So I learned a lot about Ben Brust from his Wikipedia page. Apparently, he is a Sands underwear fan.
Commando.
Likes to free ball it.
There you go.
That's dangerous.
But
Living on the edge.
Yeah.
the other thing I apparently learned about Ben Brust today is he did not get enough attention as a child because the clip that made the rounds today from ESPN Milwaukee of apparently the training camp crowd raining boos on him. And if you listen to the clip, what a rain it was.
Okay.
I think I counted maybe one.
It's like some rain in California, man. Shit.
He came in towards the end of practice, and he was actually right behind Jimmy and I and the rest of our group. And we didn't even know he was there until he just finally shouted, like, you guys miss Aaron Rodgers? And, like, everything was happening on the other end of the field. So, like, there was really nothing going on. Then he started – the kickers came down to our end, and were like, they had already done, like, the team field goal stuff. And so they were just, like, kicking around down on our end. And he tried chirping Anders, which is just a cheap shot at this point. Like, it's
I'm sorry, he was chirping his
low-hanging
kicker.
At the kicker, the rookie kicker.
And then
kicker.
Like, if you look, so Tyler Herrick was actually, he tweeted out, like, proud of my section for not giving this goober that's here. That was him. Like, we didn't know who it was until after the fact. And then we're like, oh, it was some shtick that he was pulling. So Ben Brust is a beloved Wisconsin Badger. Like, he was part of some big teams. He
won big team, apparently.
Like, I've got nothing against it. He's with ESPN Milwaukee now, trying to get some interactions, some tweets. It is what it is. But yeah, there weren't a rain of boos. There was nobody that really cared that much. He wasn't like, and Tyler was right. Shout out to the people that weren't saying anything back to him, just letting him have his little moment of yelling that no one cared about.
So wait, is this the one? Because I'm trying to remember if I saw the clip today. I was doing other things, but is he the one who had the Jets jersey on, the Rodgers? Okay.
Yeah, there's some lady walking right behind him. Yeah.
And it wasn't boos. Like, they made it seem like it was.
There's
really
one boo. Like, I heard one boo on the video. So, and y'all would know better. Y'all would know better than me.
So just one guy.
And also shout out to Matt LaFleur because he pestered, and when I literally pestered Matt LaFleur to sign his jersey, and Matt eventually obliged, and you can hear in the video, pretty sure it's Matt LaFleur saying, "You're being a little aggressive, buddy." or something to that effect.
Oh, see, I didn't hear that. I just heard that. I heard he just was like getting annoyed with him. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Because he kept talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say we'll make sure it's a really big tab that he pays then.
That's fair.
Well,
Okay.
with all the money he made playing in Lithuania professional basketball, I'm sure he'll be able to cover it.
Lithuania.
Average 6 points and 2.5 rebounds a game.
He's like Skip Bayless's high school record, dog. It's like he's like, yeah, I played ball in high school. It's like, what? I'm like, all right, man, shut your ass up, man.
All right, Todd, who would you like, or what, or they, to pay the tab?
I am gonna make everyone with a YouTube channel or with a YouTube account that is not subscribed to Dusty Evely. I'm going to make them pay the tab. He is easily the smartest person making content regarding the Green Bay Packers at this point in time. I was absolutely floored the other day to see that he, at the time, was under 900 followers on YouTube. He's pushed up over 900 at this point. But like the fact that man, if you want to know X's and O's, if you want to understand what the Packers are happening or what the Packers are doing on the field and what's happening out there, you have to follow Dusty. You have to watch his YouTube videos. It's incredible work that he's doing. Absolutely shocked when I saw where his YouTubes were. So anybody that's not following him on YouTube, 1, pay the tab. 2, go over to YouTube. As soon as we're done here, go over to Dusty Evely and follow that because it's absolutely incredible work that he's doing.
He breaks it down like so easy for a person that's never known X's and O's for you to like truly understand. 'Cause I don't know X's and O's, like it's like not great, and I'm like, man, like I come away smarter and more educated just because of the way he shows you how everything breaks down, how the plays, why Jordan does what he does. Dusty's amazing. He's amazing. He's one of the best.
Okay,
There was
tab. I got it. Okay.
There was about a month and a half in the middle of the pandemic where I got to every week hang out with Dusty, Maggie Loney, Perry Goldstein, and Andy Herman. And Dusty just did a X's and O's film, but like it was like being in a coaching session for like an hour, 2 hours at a time. And he would just be like, we're going to look at mesh today. Here's how mesh works. And I was just like, oh, like how, like I felt like I was impeding on like some 400 level college course that I wasn't supposed to be in. Dusty is a savant. The guy gets a lot of credit, and he deserves a lot more credit than he gets.
100%. I know exactly what video you're talking about too. That mesh joint. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was awesome. Yeah.
So we're going to give him like an honorary We're going to give him an honorary round as well then.
Oh yeah,
everyone who's not following pay the
Yes.
tab, and Dusty deserves
The people
He's got an open tab
around for Dusty.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dusty has a standing open tab here.
Beautiful. Glad that we like ironed that out for everyone. All right, so let's go into some camp highlights. Todd, we'll just go back with you. What you got for us since you're there?
Today, the one thing that really stood out today was the amount of pressure that the defense was putting on. We talked about the penetration from Cox, but it was everybody. I think one of the writers from New England actually credited the Packers with 13 sacks, which seems high, but honestly, like they were in the backfield all day, which was great to see, especially without Gary in there. Like to have the guys that they've got going in there and doing that, that was what really stood out today.
I love it.
I was going to ask you. I know Kenny wasn't practicing, right?
No.
Yeah. So how was the defensive lineup? Like, was it like Slayton, Wyatt, and what's his name?
I'd be lying
Wooden?
if I told you I was paying that close of attention to
Oh shit! Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I get the details on stuff like that. Get me like.
Well, you're right there, man. It's different, right? Yeah, I get it. Like you're right there.
Well, and you're trying to watch a million different things happening at the same time, and who's on the sidelines and who's talking to you. And, just there's so much going on that
you're new here, Amar. You got to remember to keep it broad strokes with Todd.
Broad strokes. I'm so sorry.
big
I'm so sorry.
strokes.
All right. I got you.
Yeah.
Now. I got you. I saw that though. And I was like, man, y'all know how much I hate Joe Barry. And I'm like, this bastard's cooking right now. And I don't like it.
Same.
I'm just like, he's cooking some good shit right now. And I might have to eat it. And I'm not looking forward to it at all. No. I am and I'm not, it's a little bit of both, so.
Yeah. The real story of today.
It's fine. Dan, what were some of your camp highlights?
So I think the one from the offense, I had like a good and a bad that I noticed today was, I think there was something like a 3rd and 20 play that Jordan Love just like they said absolutely connected. Like he was under pressure, connected, and was just like, it was one of those wow plays of like, that is a situation where a quarterback could easily just crumble, punt it away, be done. Like, you're not expected to do anything. And he made the hero play, and he made it look pretty easy. The other thing that really stuck out to me today was that Royce Newman got his lunch absolutely eaten. So much so that like the coaches had to come over and like say something about it. And so as much as we keep talking about like all offensive line depth, when Royce Newman is part of that offensive line depth, I start to question the offensive line depth.
It's funny you say that too, because like how like we're talking about Carrington, right? And they're trying to find ways for players that perform well to get on the field, right? And I feel like our team sometimes, like last year, they had players that were on the field that were not performing well, and they just kept trying them out there, right? Newman, Hansen, Amari Rogers. And I'm just like, okay, so you guys learning now from your mistakes? Like, are you now understanding that maybe – because Newman still goes out there. Every time I see him, I just see him on his ass. He literally is just on his ass, just waiting for Brenton Cox to come in and penetrate. I don't know.
So
I just see something happen.
What you're saying is
10 out of 10 would watch.
Carrington Valentine starting right guard.
He can do it.
At this point?
Yeah.
Over Newman? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Let's get the guys with the athleticism. Let's put them on the field.
I put sitting on coming off retirement and have him out there, dog. Seriously, I'm sick of that dude, man. I'm sick of him and Hansen. I don't know why. Like, I see why they're doing what they're doing with offense lines. They're trying to get some like depth with Tom and with Runyon and stuff like that. I'm hoping to God they find a way to trade Newman to the Jets so then he can terrorize Rodgers over there. It'd be fine by me.
Royce Newman for Garrett Wilson, straight up. Who says no?
Down. No, we don't want Garrett Wilson. We want Sauce. Let's just make it really difficult now for a secondary. Yeah, let's just make it crazy.
Yeah, we just said you can never have too many cornerbacks. I feel like that's too many cornerbacks, but I can.
6 cornerbacks.
Yeah. Speaking of cornerbacks, I'm going to jump back in here. Another thing from today was Ja. First play he was out there for, he sat out the first defensive team stuff, but he was in there for the second round. And the first play he was out there for, immediately talking trash, all the way back to the line of scrimmage and still talking. And I was like, it's one of those where I don't even know that he needs to be out there at this point, but the fact that he's like, I just need to be out there and talk shit to someone else. Cool. And then Mac Jones definitely heard me call him a coward for not throwing the ball at Ja and did. And Ja came over the back in the end zone and broke up the pass at the last second. It was phenomenal. And then ran his mouth some more. I loved it. So I will continue to call Mac Jones a coward, but he did throw at Ja after I said he wouldn't. So proved me wrong. Still a coward.
Respect.
Still a coward. It's fine. He's fine. Amar, what did you like from camp?
Oh man! All right, so I was what Todd was saying. I saw those clips because now we're seeing some clips from training camp that Elaine kind of get on social media. And I just saw Ja just going crazy and just Devontae Parker had no chance with him. I love that. I think seeing a 6'6" giraffe do an end around at 260 some pounds and running for a touchdown was absolutely amazing. And just the elation that he had on his face. Like, I think one of the beat writers interviewed him. He goes, man, this is awesome. I've never done anything like that before. And I'm like, yeah, neither have we seen anything like that before. Like, what is your giant ass doing on the end around? And he did it. And it was like wow, like I don't even know what this offense is gonna look like, but so far I'm like extremely happy just seeing like Musgrave might be the first rookie tight end to come in and probably blow away all the records. Like he just, I mean, he is literally they're doing everything they can to keep him on the field. I am just praying that he just stays healthy and he can just do it. And just, I'm not trying to put that in ether or universe, but I'm just saying that guy, just seeing that was insane. The giraffe just doing an end around, like what the hell? Like, all right.
The giraffe.
Giraffe on steroids, man. Not real steroids, but I'm just saying that was awesome. Like I saw that joint, I was like, oh my gosh, that's supposed to be Christian Watson, another giraffe. I was like, oh wait, no, this is a bigger giraffe. Oh shit, like this is insane. Like how many giraffes do we have on this team? I don't know. It's like Noah's Ark, dog. It's just Raven third, man.
I just imagine like Matt LaFleur like realizing like, wait, that was a giraffe. And then like looks down and looks up at the roster and there's just like 3 like actual giraffes on the sidelines. Like, wait a minute, what the
What's happening?
How'd y'all get in here?
Goody's got a type. Goody's got a type.
Yes,
Giraffe.
he really does.
Giraffe.
But no, you think about it. Think about the records that Bob Tunyon broke as a tight end when they were really heavily playing into the Matt LaFleur play action offense, like really, really like doing exactly like scheming him open. Now you have a guy like Musgrave with the athletic ability to like they can scheme him open and he can like he becomes even more open because of his athletic ability. And then you have Jordan Love in a run first play action offense. Musgrave could, if he stays healthy, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Amar's right. He could just like blow away any tight end records there are that the Packers have. Fuck the NFL.
Zach?
Do you think we actually see in a regular season game a Musgrave end around? Or is this just something that they know because the Patriots are here, people are going to watch things and you put it on tape to go, shit, they've got it in their pocket. They could do it.
It happens.
Yeah, it's like almost like
that wasn't a rhetorical question, guys.
Misdirection.
That's why I answered.
Yeah, misdirection. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
You literally talked over Amar and I answering the question
after a long pause.
I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys. I really am. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight.
Don't leave me, Jasmine. I need you here.
I
can't do this all by myself every week.
Think about all the fun stuff that they tried out in training camp that we never saw in the regular season again because a certain quarterback didn't like that in the offense.
Thank you. 100%.
Or didn't want to run that in that play.
Giraffe.
That's
an all-time word. I love it. But yeah, I wasn't going to bring this up, but Amar, how much time you spend in the gym each week, man?
Oh, you wouldn't know really. I work out like twice a day. So I do cardio in the morning and I do like faster cardio. I do weights at night. And yeah, I'm kind of crazy about it. It's honestly, it's just a shirt, dude. I promise you it's just a shirt. And maybe the lighting is probably what it is. No, so
just like all those pictures of Aaron Rodgers in the weight room, everyone's like, Aaron Rodgers is ripped. And it's just like that's me. Really airbrushed. Yeah.
That's me. That's me.
With a Sharpie every day.
What I was gonna say too was you guys know like Kansas City Chiefs, right? And you got Travis Kelce and Zach Cruz and even what's his name? Paul
Riddle.
He's another guy. Yeah, they all posted like the RAS score comparisons between Tucker Kraft and Musgrave, and they both line almost identically with Kelce. And just think about that. Like, could you imagine? Like, no, we don't have one Kelce. We literally have 2 Kelces on our team. And then if we can get that kind of I know it's kind of pie in the sky. You talk about a potential Hall of Fame, right? But
we can't talk like this, guys. We can't.
We can't, right? But I'm just saying, what's the possibilities?
Getting too excited.
That's what I do, man.
I do have a question for you, Todd.
Yes.
Did you see any good kicks from our kicker today? Anything positive?
I'm pretty sure during a 2-minute drill, he nailed one that the ref said was no good. We all agreed. that we had a much worse angle than the refs, but it looked good from where we were. Refs, we can't trust them, especially training camp refs. It's training camp for them too. Let's remember. So,
especially when it's the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill was definitely walking around slipping some 20s. So,
you know what's cool though is like the fact that they said that the one thing I love, joint practice would be kind of hit or miss, right? And the Patriots don't fuck around. They like to. We can cuss on here, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
I've done that a couple times. Okay, good. Just making sure. But like they always start fights. They kind of push down. They test you, right? And what I love was the fact that they said that they threw different kind of formations.
He was in the middle of a great.
Sorry, I'm back.
There you go.
I was gonna say like through all these blitzes, different personnel, different formations, and Jordan was able to navigate perfectly fine. Like he didn't have any kind of like whoa moments or like he didn't know what was going on. He was able to figure out where to go with the ball and make good decisions. I love that. Like I think like having these folks come in and just test our guys like that, especially Jordan, I'm feeling really confident about the season. I'm telling you guys, 13-4, guys, 13-4, bringing it back.
I like it.
I love it. I just love that you asked if we could curse after we just said cocks like 20 times.
I mean,
like
we were talking about a player,
about a name. It was a capital.
Yeah, we're talking about a
C
male
Cox.
anatomy comparison too. It's not that bad. I got an eye roll. Yes, I feel like I'm here now.
You're now. That was your initiation. You have to get a proper Jasmine eye roll, and now you're set. Yeah.
And I messed up on my name too. You guys did all y'all's Twitter names. I just did Amar.
It's okay.
Oh, and it's Amar, by the way. I always been.
That's how I was pronouncing it, and these guys were getting it wrong.
Shut up, Todd.
Minute mark. 40
I'm
motherfucking
sorry.
6-minute mark.
Wait, can you say it again for me?
So say summer and then take away the S,
Summer.
and that's how you say it. So Amar.
Amar.
Yeah.
Amar.
I'm saying it wrong.
Okay.
Amar.
Yeah, I know.
I'll practice. That's fine.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I got you.
Dan's like, you piece of shit. You wait till now, dog?
Hey, yeah.
I like the minute mark too.
Producer Matt's got a good question here. How's the last name pronounced?
Just like that. Desai.
I knew it. Amar Desai. Okay. I knew it. I told you guys this in our very, very intricate pre-production meeting that we hold every single week.
Jason cleared it when I first talked to Jason. He was like, "Oh, how do you say your names?" I told it to him. So that's when he came onto the thing. When he started, he introduced to Ryan. I was like, "Shit, I didn't tell these guys how to say my name." I was like, "Fuck!" I was like,
"That's on Jasmine, to be honest."
Yeah, because it's my fault. It's my show.
Jasmine, you're fired.
Last. I came in last, and I was like,
"I quit."
Shit. I'm like, I don't remember. I don't know how to say his name. And then Jasmine and Todd didn't mention it. So I'm like, okay, good. They already talked about this. Jasmine got it cleared. I'm just gonna follow everybody.
Jasmine got it. You knew I did.
Do you see? Okay,
you knew
I love y'all. This show's been great, but you see what? Like, no. Do you see the blame? You see how they just put it on me?
I see it.
Not
I mean,
blame.
it's warranted, but I see it.
It was an assumption. It was an assumption.
I'm kidding.
I didn't know you were going to be in here until I opened up I said,
"Oh shit, okay, cool." You're like, what's that on?
Got someone else here. 15 minutes before. I know. Thank you, Emma. Blame the woman. You see this? And now that's.
Oh no.
And that's why they're not going to have a woman anymore. And now, who's going to hold them accountable? Matt, you're going to have to. You're going to have to step up.
It's a possibility.
It's on you, Matt.
Good luck, Matt. Greater men than you have tried.
No one's heard from producer Nick in years. He got so tired of our shit.
Sure.
Shit.
He was so tired of our shit. He had a kid just to get an excuse to leave.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
He had sex just so he could leave.
Just
you guys just wait till I have sex.
Oh shit!
And I just know that this could just spiral somewhere.
I heard
it's
the first
going.
time's amazing.
It's 49 minutes.
Any more things about Green Bay?
This isn't on the list, but I think it should be talked about. What are we all looking forward to for Saturday's game?
Okay.
Because for me personally, it's Sean Clifford. I am so ready to see more Sean Clifford.
God damn it, Dan.
That's all you're gonna say?
Channeling your inner Wisconsin.
What else is there to say? Like he was fun. He was
fun. I agree.
We had never seen We didn't know who he was. Last we saw, he was fucking, beating
Cox?
Rutgers with a 2-point conversion at Penn State. That's not impressive. And he came out, and for a guy that was playing in his first NFL game, that was God damn it, Emma.
I just want to know that I didn't say it. Emma said it. I was sticking it, but Emma said it.
I was thinking it's so hard. I was thinking it's so hard that Emma typed it.
Fucked up, man.
I was very excited to see Jordan Love as well.
Question,
He's never answered it.
So you have to learn how to buffer these things.
I've answered that question so many fucking times.
But especially within the Packers.
To who? Twitter. To the FBI? Because they've been wanting to talk to you, Dan.
I saw your face there, damn it.
You gotta cover yourself, Dan. You gotta buffer and then lead with your your controversial, but not controversial, just like seemingly controversial take. You just say, I love seeing Love, but I'm really also excited to see Clip. Just gotta.
What do they say about everything before but? Is not true.
Right, exactly.
You just gotta give us something. Someone had to.
The main reason I am upset with Dan for bringing that up is there are way too many people that think Sean Clifford should be the starting quarterback of this team.
Yes.
That's fair.
And putting out anything that supports that narrative any way is just frustrating at most.
Yeah.
And it's
mind-numbing.
That's where that's at. As far as what I'm looking forward to this week, it's this defense. I want to see the ones get a little bit more run than they did last week, because when they were out there, they looked phenomenal. And this Patriots team, it's a better offense than what they brought to Lambeau last year and made our defense look pretty bad with. Yeah. So I want to see those ones. I know it's not going to be for very long. It's not going to be all the ones, but I want to see that defense get back out there, because I declared it after that first drive last week. It was the best defense I've ever seen in my entire life.
Holy shit! Really? Better than the 2010 Capers?
So much better. I'm not even just talking this team. I'm talking
generally
in football ever. The best I've ever seen.
Okay, now.
And that's without Rashawn, without Kenny Clark.
Punks.
Yeah.
All right. I have to admit, I've been the biggest Sean Clifford hater since he was drafted. I was like, this is bullshit. Guy sucked. He was garbage at Penn State. He was there for 25 years. I don't know what we're doing. He did he did all right. I'm not going to lie. He came back, had some adversity, played well. For a guy that's never played an NFL game, I give him that. But it was against third and fourth stringers. So I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. I have to admit that I'm with you, Todd. Defense, because offensively, I think we kind of know what we have, right? We have a good idea. Jordan, I feel like I want to see Jordan kind of stack his success from Cincinnati. I definitely want to see him have a little bit more of a connection with Musgrave. But I really want to just see Lucas Van Ness. I want to see if he gets maybe a little bit more playing time, because he was kind of quiet in that game. I want to see just a little bit more from him. Not saying that I expect a lot, but just maybe a little bit more impact in the game. That I don't know if we saw that in the Cincinnati game, right? And of course, Carrington Valentine, the guy I chose right off the bat. I want to see him stack success. I want to see him continuing to get better, because it's funny, like guys like that, 7th round picks, you normally don't expect a lot from them. And if he does, let me ask you guys, what do you think? Like Anthony Johnson Jr., there was like so many mixed reviews on him from that Cincinnati game. Some people say he did great. LaFleur said he did great. And then you listen to other guys like Andy and all them were like, yeah, he did all right. And I'm just like, I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to see him. He was awesome at Iowa, right? Iowa State. He was awesome, but like Todd said, we have to temper expectations.
One thing that I like to keep in mind is, and Andy pointed it out when he released his scoring this week, is he talks about how he can't possibly know what's being asked of these guys on each play, what each guy's specific job or duty or read is on a specific play. And so that plays into it a lot. So if you're hearing the coaching staff say he did great, we liked what we saw, like that's what I'm going to take there. Scoring, people scoring and what you're getting out of it is a completely different ball game, and they admit that. And so that's where I think he's a 7th round pick. Like I said, earlier, it is what he is. I don't think that he's going to be seeing a lot of time with the defense. I think he's going to be a lot of special teams this year. I honestly, I think he's gonna be low enough on the depth chart. I hope we don't see him on defense because that it is a crowded safety room, and I don't know that there's a lot of high end talent there. But there's a lot of good guys there that can play safety, and I think having him come in and just take some time to learn and progress through the system, I think is going to be the best for him.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting too because, like we mentioned at the beginning, is Rasul getting time playing at safety. If he sticks, where does that leave Anthony Johnson Jr.? And it's also like you have guys like Carrington Valentine who are making pushes to play in. I know cornerback and safety, they're two different positions, but really when you're thinking about the secondary as a group, it's become so fluid at times where safeties are playing linebacker roles. They're you have guys that are specifically playing slot corner only. It's very like kind of moving all these parts. And so anytime a guy in the secondary is making plays, like it doesn't matter if he's in your position or not, there's a chance that you're getting kind of pushed down. And so I hope that he, like you said, with some of those, I'd like to see more of him this week, especially if the defense in front of him, the pass rush is playing as great as they have been, because then there's going to be opportunities to shine. There's going to be bad balls. There's going to be, quick throws. Secondary is going to have a chance to make a lot of plays this week. So hope to see big things from Johnson Jr. as well.
I hope to just actually watch the game this weekend because I was drinking last time. So
you can't multitask. You can't drink and watch a game at the same time.
And I couldn't. Remember I live in Los Angeles, and I was like, I have to figure out how to stream it. It was a lot, and then people were yelling at me. I'm very popular,
It was on NFL Network.
Humble brag.
It wasn't on my phone. Don't sass me, Dan, or I will take back what I said. But no, I'm excited to just relax and fully watch the whole game, so I can just take it in. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. I'm excited for the season, just in general, point blank. I feel like I won't have to heavily drink too much because of some things that anyway.
Hey, it's preseason for everybody. You got to get that liver in shape and ready to go. Seriously. You can't let week one sneak up on you like that. That could be trouble. I do want to shout out Nick here from Iowa Joe. They had Dan, you and I, we've both done the show. Jimmy's been on it.
Outback Packers, yeah.
It's a ton of fun to do with those guys in chat. So bummer to hear that they've got to end that. So shout out to Nick. Good luck with everything he's got going on. Life gets busy. So hopefully they can bounce back and find a project in the future. And not just get busy, but the guy is getting busy on a completely different side of the earth. Yeah. Like that. So, that was so when Joe messaged me, it was like, hey, can you record with us? We record at 1 a.m. on Mondays. And I was like, that's how I love to start my week. I jumped on. I'm pretty sure I did a draft. Iowa Joe's in the comments. He can correct me. I think we started the mock draft episode of Outback Packers podcast at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gosh damn. Or something like that. It was absolutely bonkers. And so already props for Nick committing to doing that, being on the other side of the world. It'd be like us trying to do an Australian rules football podcast or something. So big ups as well to Nick. He's a good guy. All right. Well, we'll give him a round as well. Yeah, so definitely. I'm just deciding to do honorary rounds because it's my last show, so I can do whatever I want. Yeah. Also, I've seen bartenders do a lot worse on their last shift. So shout out that it's a home game so that I can actually get the home stream. Oh, there you go. Because last time I had to watch the Bengals TV, but I muted it and turned on the 97.3 The Game version. Shout out Shanna Quinn, also friend of the show. She'll be joining us again here in next week. Just got engaged. Cool. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Shout out Shanna Quinn. Yeah. The announcers for Bengals were terrible. They suck. They suck so hard. So bad. I miss this. I I know we said Matt was just here as a shadow producer tonight. I did just make him look this up. I completely missed it. Razul said this.
Oh, I missed that.
I didn't see him take any reps at safety. He was with the corners during individual group drills. He was playing cornerback when they were out there doing any teamwork. But if that's the case, I mean, if they're moving him to safety, that tells you how good Carrington Valentine is. And I think it also speaks to the Eric Stokes injury and when they expect him back.
Sooner than later, I would say, if that's the case.
And I would say, and I would definitely say having Razul play safety, much better idea than having Razul play slot.
God, bro, seriously, what the hell was some of the shit that Joe Barry did? I was like, dude, why do you have the guy that's a boundary corner in the slot? I don't even know. Oh my gosh.
I mean, Nixon's got to be feeling good. He's the only slot corner on this team.
That's true.
God, dude, it's funny because when he was in Vegas, right, when he was with the Raiders, he played slot, he played outside corner. He was terrible. He was not good. But I don't know if it was because of the scheme, right? He comes here and he's lights out everything he does. You put him anywhere, he's just a firecracker, man. He has one speed, 100 miles an hour, and I love it. Yeah. I'm out there in like 100-degree weather with a sweatshirt on. I'm like, bro, you crazy, man. You crazy.
I love it. Okay, guys. Anything else before we tell people where to find you?
I hope I don't say anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say, I love you so much, Jasmine. Like, it's been a great time.
Check your DMs.
It has been, truly has been a lot of fun to have you on, Jasmine.
Thank you,
truly.
Dan.
This is my first experience with you, but I have to admit you're awesome. I'll keep you on Twitter. I'll be still chopping up with you on Twitter and probably Instagram, so it's fine. But I want to thank you guys for having me on, and I really hope this becomes a regular thing. This was fun. It's a lot of fun. I love talking football, man. Talking Packers.
Thanks, Jasmine. We've loved having you. You're welcome back anytime. I'm always looking for reasons to fire Dan. Hey, Dan. By the way, you got to start working again next Wednesday. You're behind the bar. Just a heads up.
It's gonna be hard shoes to fill.
Everything I said when I fired you, I was totally just kidding. It was all jokes.
He was hallucinating. It was all lies.
I'll come back at greatly reduced salary, of course.
We can't reduce it any more than we already
done. I agree. Signed.
What a deal. What a deal.
You're like Rodgers, man, taking a pay cut, dog. Look at you, man.
So that we can bring in the high-end talent like producer Matt.
You know, get a broken-ass David Cook, get David Bakhtiari.
Also, Matt, we're not paying you either.
No.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
All right, Todd, where can they find you?
Right there on the screen at the Todd V on all socials. I've actually been tweeting again lately. Weird enough, football season rolls around and my Twitter comes to life a little bit. So I don't know if it'll stick around, but we'll see.
All right, and Dan?
Right over here at DK all the way. You can find all my useless crap over there. Check it out. I have my latest movie review up from In Between Media. Just went live today. So hope you can follow my non-Packers related content as well.
I saw that. I was
physically,
though, watch it now.
Yeah, physically, where can people find you though, Dan? The FBI is asking.
Oh,
I am wondering this too.
And correct me if I'm wrong though. Okay.
Okay.
And Umar, I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, Amar.
So bad. Amar.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Amar, please tell us where they can find you.
Sure. It's going to be at AMAR3455 on Twitter. I think that's for almost everything. There might be 1-5 less for some other socials, but basically that, yeah. And I do everything there. I do all my Packers, NFL stuff, and I try to post funny shit too sometimes. So that's basically it.
You do. And you make me cry sometimes too.
I do. There's some stuff there. I'm like, if I'm going to cry, y'all going to cry too. This shit's freaking heartwarming. And then there's times where Dan be popping off on people, and I got to support my boy, so I got to go and back him up. And there's some battles I've had with some Bears Twitter and some stupid ass people. So yeah, you get a little taste of everything on my Twitter line. That's for sure.
A lot. I love it.
Hey Jasmine, where can people find you?
At JasmineAshley22 on every piece of social media. Because keep it simple.
That's right.
Same.
Nice and easy.
Thank you for having me. And
thanks, Jasmine.
We love you,
thanks,
Jasmine.
Amar. We appreciate you swinging by, filling in for Jimmy. Keep your Wednesdays open. Knowing Jimmy the way he runs his mouth is likely to get suspended again.
I want Jimmy here, man. I have not.
No, you don't. No, I've been hanging out with the guy for like 24 hours straight.
Oh yeah,
Trust me, we
you're
don't
at your
need
limit.
Don't forget to follow the Game On Wisconsin Instagram as well. And as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack.
Go back.